Here's my question, right? Because we're talking about earnings. A lot of people make money on a lot of these companies. They all will be popping up very shortly. Um, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. Which do you think will be the big winner this week? Right? They're all reporting. Who do you think is the big winner out of that group?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I love the plan and thought process for the next 5 years to dominate AI. Even though the CapEx is really high, I'm betting on Meta.
Ah,
I'm
yeah,
bet I'm
yeah.
betting on Meta. I can't talk about other
Yo,
little
I
partnerships
was
they got. The Oak, even Xander was like, "Can I get the Oakley Ray-Ban whatever?" I'm like, mm-mm. The other one they have coming though, but the way they're spending 400 million up to 2 billion per person
bro.
to dominate AI. I
Nothing.
love when an entrepreneur falls flat, they get up, he reinvested properly into AI. The layoffs were unfortunate, but the way he invested into the metaverse, he did not. And all investors have been through this. You guys ever traded or invested? You had a big loss and you were afraid to get back in. He took that metaverse loss on the chin and came
Yeah.
back better from it. That's a sign of a great investor. So for him to put this kind of capital into it, and he was smart to let Nvidia be the whale and set the pace for the value and not try and create it with the metaverse like I did
Yeah.
before. Let them set the value, and now I can bracket my orders in to take talent away from other companies so we can continue to dominate this race. So I think Meta first. I think Apple will be last. I think they'll have a great quarter, but I think Meta should put up some blockbuster numbers for sure.
Yo, I was so hoping you wasn't gonna say that because I wanted to go back and forth with you, man. But I'm 100% with you. When we talk about what Zuckerberg is doing, again, some of the stuff we're witnessing in this lifetime, we have never seen before.
Mm-mm.
Right? When the team that he's building, we can't even call it the dream team. That's the team of the future, right
Yep.
there, right? When you have the former co-founder of OpenAI, and you take Alexander Wayne from Scale AI, and you make them the partners, co-partners for your reality labs.
Yep.
You're trying to be ahead in AI, straight up, right? Let alone the infrastructure that we talked about when we talked about the W project. Let alone, and maybe we'll talk about what that EU tariff now does for them from a tech standpoint. Meta for sure, man. This is unprecedented.
Yeah.
Unprecedented. I'm with you on that. I'm interested in Apple. I think they will. I think they're going to surprise us
Mhm.
because when you start hearing the leaks of growth in China, that always is okay. There's going to be something, even for all the deficiencies that we talked about. It's still been pretty trading sideways
For
for the
sure.
past six
They've been
months, right?
stable.
It's been
Mhm.
stable. It obviously had a high of 240. It's been sitting in that 205 to 215 range for some months now. I mean, when you talk about the treasure chest that they have, I read a report the other day that they should actually think about acquiring OpenAI, and I was like, I never thought of that. And when
That's
and when they broke it down in terms of the 127 billion that, like, you know what? Damn, they actually could do this.
it could.
Will
It's
they?
outside the investment principles, but
It's
it would be
yeah,
a great
it goes against
acquisition.
it. But yeah, so Amazon again, that's a long term stock play for me. I have I the options with Amazon have always they always I get emotional with them, right? Like I'm like that's
For
my
sure.
company, and they always just kind of like consolidate a little bit too much. But for a long term hold, Amazon for sure, and then I think Microsoft will do. Azure's
Microsoft would be
numbers
great.
Azure's numbers have been incredible, and when we talk about that cloud space, and we know what Google Cloud has done, we know what AWS has done. We talked about what Oracle is now coming into that space and doing. Shout out to everybody that was in the class in terms of who they're partnering with. Right, that's going to be a solid one. But yeah, Azure is starting to creep in on that AWS space, so I think Microsoft would be number two. So if I had to rank it, I'll go Meta, Microsoft,
Microsoft.
Amazon, Apple.
Yeah. And just from a thesis standpoint, Tim Cook is not the fondest of messianic figures that have a certain amount of control. That's the only reason I think he wouldn't buy, because Altman, I hate using these kind of phrases now, but he is the Jobs of AI, Steve
Mhm.
Jobs of AI for sure. And I think there's some culture clash there. I think Sam Altman understands his value, may not want to be acquired for that reason, but I mean, Apple's market cap is at 3.19 trillion, which is crazy to even say out loud. They have the cash on hand to buy them. Gross margin is 46%. Net margin is 26%. They can recoup that investment in 2 years.
The gross margin has fallen though.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when that was at 53%.
Yep.
So we got to start watching these signs.
But if you now have the AI reply inside of iMessage and Apple Mail, it will give a productivity bump and some use cases for it. And I would love to see what can be developed in the App Store if they did acquire OpenAI, just to reimagine what the App Store looks like. Because the other creator economy they're missing out on is having the apps built and deployed for you in the App Store.
Yeah.